Okay. Dear grace loving Father, thank you so much for allowing us to be here this morning. Dear Lord, we had a long day and we were able to go through our first three sessions. Now we are going to go through the next three from 4 to 6, and it's going to be a packed morning. But dear Lord, I'm asking that you allow us to absorb the information, and so we'll be able to take it back with us and share amongst our church family. Dear Lord, please be Paula as she leads in cybercrime in your heavenly name. Amen. Okay. Good morning. I'm happy to welcome Paula from the BUC. She's a friend, and she has been. We've spoken a few times over the last year when we started the 7Me journey. And we've invited her to come and talk about cybersecurity risks and defenses. And I hope that you'll enjoy it. Just to let you know, this morning is going to be very packed. I don't think all of you were in worship devotion this morning, but checkout time is 10 o'clock. So please, if you haven't done so already, when we have our 5-minute break, that if we can quickly go and get our stuff, we can put our things in the car, or there's a room on the side that we can leave our things in there as well. Okay? All right, Paula, over to you.
Thank you. Good morning. Well, Michael said that I was here to lead in cybercrime. I hope I am not. That all the opposite, that we can lead in against the cybercrime. Thank you. Okay, so this morning we are going to divide this brief conversation, in 3 parts. The first one is the environment that we need to navigate when we are on our computers, and give you a little bit of the other section as well that we might not see, but is part of the environment. And then we are going to talk about you as a user and what is your big and key role in this environment, and face and recognize that we all are the weakest link in the whole equation of cybercrime. And then we will talk about some vigilant measures that we need to take when we are on our devices, mobiles, tablets, computers, whatever, all devices, what we need to have, because it is actually a very risky place to be. So I don't know how many of you have the opportunity as part of your work to be in these awareness trainings about cybersecurity. If you have been, please forgive me, because you might have seen or heard these statistics and this conversation, but I hope that you can also reinforce or share what you know or what you have been trained on as well. So please feel free. Yes. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I got this image and I couldn't make it higher resolution. But I will explain this. Don't make copies of these or screenshots. They will not come nicely on this one. So please feel free to share when we have the moments for questions or comment suggestions. But this image that I have here is basically dividing what is our environment. With cybersecurity, we have 3 particular areas of systems that are linked together. And we have the system security, which is this part on the top that you see, where we have all our cryptography, all the security technical expertise that is implemented for all the systems that are connected. We have also the operating systems like your Windows, your Macs, and all the other systems on servers. But then here we also have software, the software that you and I use, and that is another level of risks in the environment. And then on this section is actually the physical equipment that we use. Here in this convention center, the network, the routers, the firewalls, all those things that are connected physically, all those devices. So it's the infrastructure and the security that it carries. But in these three environments, we also have the attacks and our defenses. And here we have you and me as the users. Yeah. So there are two sides of this environment where we need to be in the defensive mode, in the protection mode. And here we have all the malware attacks, all the spam coming here, all the forensics that we need to do when there is an attack and we evaluate. And so we have here technology that we use to protect our systems. And on this side, we have all the law that we need to follow in case of an attack. And as a users, things, information that we need to save and keep very, very safe so that we comply with many of our government legislations. So that is the knowledge that the National Cybersecurity Center put in place or started to share since 2017. And that is the environment where you and I move every single day. Realize the depth of it or not, we move in that environment. And we just bring some statistics here. Sorry, I didn't realize that the percentage I had hyperlinked them. And so when it came through, yeah, but I will tell you now, is the cyber attacks rely on social engineering, then the percentage is 98%. 98%. So that means social engineering, you say it's something nice, you can have all the publicity of all the things that you like, and the social networks are bringing you those nice efforts and to give you services, right? Like it or not, those adverts, they're there. Yes, but when we bring that concept to information security, it's a very different connotation because it is a hidden purpose behind it. It wants to deceive you. It wants to deceive me of where we are going. And so it attracts your attention and takes you to different places that you are not interested on, or to download things that you don't want to install on your computer. And so social engineering is really, really working very well for cyber attacks. The malwares that we have installed in our devices via malicious email attachments are at 66%. So it is through an attachment to your email that you can have those malicious programs installed. The small, medium businesses go within 6 months of their attacks. They cannot survive. It's very costly, as you can see in the yellow section. One attack could have a $4 million US. And we will see in other slide that it can be even higher depending what it is. So small and medium businesses really go. They cannot survive. It will be very difficult for them. And the increase of cyber attacks, when we had the pandemic, I remember in 2020, almost at the end, I realized in an article that we had a 200% increase of attacks. This year, we have 600%. We are bombarded by attempts for us to fall in the net. So it is a lot, and there were more statistics that we wanted to share, but that gives us a very good idea. Yes. Number one, when the attacker is asking you for money. That is one thing. Number two, when you need to face the law as well, because there are fines that the companies pay. So in 2021, Cisco had research, and this is the information that they are bringing us. What threats do we see? And 48% of the organizations found information stealing malware activity. So you have that malware installed on your computers or your telephones, your devices. the 50% of the organizations encounter ransomware-related activity. That means that something was installed on your devices and you knowing or not knowing, there is some tracking that is being followed, and at some point they will ask you, the attacker, some money for they to release the information. Okay? 69% of the organizations experience some level of unsolicited crypto mining as well. We are getting into another level in the computer world for the cryptocurrency as well. So that is also being explored. And the 86% of the organizations had at least one user to connect to a phishing site. That means that from here, if we were 100, if we represented 100 companies, 86% of us will have had at least someone there clicking. We are all very prone to click. Click, click, and click. And so our users are in a very difficult situation. So let's see what we have in social engineering. We have the phishing attacks, which are the number one, and you get them through an email. The scope here is that you and I will click. And we will see that even in the phishing, we all are different fish in the organization, including the local church. You are a big fish in your local church. You have the money. Yeah. So we also have the social media attacks. That is more subtle. You might be on your social network and you see adverts. Hopefully, they are all good adverts. And if you want to study, I don't know, a degree of something, whatever, and a university is showing you this advert and you get interested, okay, let me click on it and see where that page is taking me. Yeah? Because you want to get a discount or whatever the offer they are giving you in that social network, you go there, you click, and wow, surprise, it didn't take you to a site. Or even more, it took you to a clone website. Now the tools are so great that we can clone websites like that with a click. You just put the URL and the tool will clone it, and then you can do some changes to send links to other places. So at first, when you are taken to that website, you see that it is the one of the university, let's say in this example, that you clicked onto, but then in reality, behind the scenes, is actually gathering your information. Oh, enter some information so that we send you the prospectus of the university and you can see your course, and they're gathering your information for something else. Very easily done. So that is your social media adverts. The QR codes, big, big red, and that's why I put some red. All over because I like it, but red. QR codes are increasing. You see these cards that we were given? Easily you said, oh no, this is a genuine QR code. Yesterday, I went for a walk, and in the car park, there is the QR code for you to download the application to pay your car park, yeah? And then I checked, and I was trying to see if there was any sticker, because you can print those QR codes in a sticker and then put it on top of the original one. And then you don't know that you are scanning a QR code of an app that it was not meant to be. Are you following me? And then my husband says, you are really paranoid now. And I say, no, it is true. You can easily change a QR code. So when you are scanning a QR code, you need to know the source, where it is coming from. And if it is a scan that, for example, in the toilets, right? There is one that says, give us your feedback, how are we doing, blah, blah. Okay. What if someone else changed the page, printed another thing and put something there, and we don't know, and we go in class? Normally, the telephones, when you scan, it shows you the link that you are going to, always read that link. We not normally read them. We just say yes that we're going and go. Read the link. Always read the link that the QR code is telling you. And artificial intelligence as well is on the rise, as it is expected. So let's start with the phishing, which is the longest. The other ones I have given you a good scenario of what it is. But in the phishing, we have many ishings. We have the email phishing, which could be the spear, the normal phishing. The second one is the spear phishing, and the third one is the whaling. Yeah. So the normal phishing is the emails that you and I receive, and that one will want us just to click to download, and we all can get that type of email. But the spear is for a group of people. So the attackers will have studied the groups in your organizations, and this also includes in your church. Yeah, especially if you are using an email that is generic, they are all the time there trying to see what are you about. Yeah, and if you have an email that is from your organization, even more attention they put. What is the behavior of those emails? Where are they going to? So they can easily identify your groups. Now, with the groups, they will try to make anyone in the group to fall in the trap. The whaling is for the big fish. Is the treasurer in the church, we could say. Or is the CEO in your organization? Is in the NEC the treasurer, right? So they will be very crafted, and we will see some examples now. They're crafted in a way that will make you less suspicious of what you are getting. Then the vision is the voice. You probably have in your companies the system, the telephone systems, where you can also receive your missed calls. Yeah, I always tell in the BUC, don't open it from your email, because my colleagues and myself could be not aware that it actually is not a missed voice message. Yeah. So I always tell them, if you need to hear your voicemail, go to the application of the telephone system. Don't use it on the email. Use the email just to alert you that someone left you a message, but then don't touch it, don't click it, go to the app and listen from there. Because they also can install things on your devices once you run the message, the voice message. And this mission is also the SMS. When we receive all those texts to our telephones, let's go to the website that they are recommended, perhaps, but we look for that. We want the commodity, especially on a mobile, to click, because we need to avoid that texting, right, with all the letters. It's very difficult, so we are prone to click. But be very careful, especially if you are not expecting any information from those companies. So let's see some examples of these emails. Oh, sorry, I forgot I had this one first. Let's see here some information on phishing. Phishing is the most common cyber crime attack. And how many billions of spams are sent every year? Can someone manage to read this one? 3.4 billion every day. Every day. When we came back from the pandemic, I started receiving many emails, spam, and I got very worried, and I contacted the IT provider and I said, what is going on? Is our policy of safety, security low now, or what is happening, or is not working at all? And he said, Paula, the amount of emails, the scams are so big, and we all, the companies that we have, we are trying to help them. And so they tighten a little bit more, and then Microsoft also catch up with the things, because it was just something incredibly growing and growing. But that is the statistics that we have for this year, 3.4 billions. Google, how many emails are they blocking daily? You're being saved by Google. They have put these very tight measures and they are saving us because it's a great email provider and we are very hooked in whatever, our Google Drive, our groups, everything. So they are in the alert. 100 million of phishing emails daily, which is the type of generations that are more likely to fall victims of. Our young people, young adults, yes. Those, just escape those. And we tend to be a little bit more cautious, but they live in that area. They just click and navigate and they don't fully read, just scan quickly and go. So it is when we scan reading that we can also fall victims, yeah? Had an example of a lady, she's in university, and she got a link, she clicked, next thing she knew, the bank was calling her. Her bank account got compromised. Easily. And she was trying to think, where, what, how? Yes. And so, of course, the bank got in place and she found it very stressful, very, very stressful, but thankfully it went okay. Stolen credentials. That is the thing that they want the most. So if you receive an email that says, oh, your password is expiring and it looks very genuine, no, don't change your email password. Don't change the access that you have to ACMS, or don't change them. First check with the person who helps you manage those websites. Check what is going on. Yeah. If it is something with ACMS, with 7Me, talk to the treasurer team and says what is going on, what is happening in the NEC. And so they can tell you if really you need to change your password or not. Okay, then in 2022, there were many emails that you and I sent. How many of them were spam? 48% of all the emails that we sent. 48%. And which country is the one that originates more spam? Russia. Yeah. I was talking to some friends in the office, and China is also in the list, but Russia is taking the lead. And this friend was saying, yeah, all my friends, we don't use licenses. They just give you, if you want Adobe, I just go, I need this license of Adobe, so I just receive the free copy. They have very good, it's like a nature habit for them to share. They're very, very into these attacks. The cost of a whaling. The cost that we put at the beginning was for data breach, and it was 4 million, right? But for someone in a whaling, that means a CEO who had fallen into the net. The costs could be up to billions. Yeah, depending on your company, depending how much was stolen, depending how much information was compromised. So it's very, very expensive business, and we need to be very careful. Now, in the UK businesses suffer a cyber attack in 22 as phishing. Remember, everything starts with the phishing. Everything. So what percentage? 83. So most of our companies in the UK have been attacked. Yes.
My problem is, why is it when the transfer is done to your account, somebody might still issue you with the check, it takes so many days to clear. Why is it then that when these things are done, the bank, you just go, so what's the difference? And why can't we have a similar safety put in place?
Yeah, you're right. I don't work in a bank account, in a bank. But what I do know is that there are systems that are in alert. And so when something is done computationally, these systems pick that is not a normal transaction. And so you saw in the first image that I show you on the technical side, we have in there systems that are just monitoring, and they are being fed with patterns of things, that behaviors that are not normal human transaction, is something more computational. So probably that is where they attack or respond, because there is also when you read reports on cybersecurity, something that the companies check is, did your company react quick enough to solve the problem? Yeah, and so far 19 minutes has been the fastest to respond. Yeah. So then that's why companies, we need to have a response system. If we lose the information, how are we going to track it? Your backups, and we will get to that at the end as well. So we all need to be quick, respond, block, change password, block. Okay. So we have here one email of a normal phishing, and it's coming from Microsoft. They have put here their Microsoft Corporation. Of course, here is the name of the person or the email address, and say, for example, in this case, my name. If it was here, you have received a new document on OneDrive. So go there to click or view here. Never. When you see one email from OneDrive, even if you use their SharePoint, even if your company or if your church is using Microsoft services, don't click here. If you have been shared one document and you navigate to the SharePoint, you will see that document. You don't need to click here. But let's have a look at the email address that is at the top. And here is where I would like you, if you have not practiced and identifying these risks or elements of an email, always have a look first at the who is sending. And you will see the name of the company or the name of the person, but double check carefully the email. Microsoft will never send you something from a domain that is at Scarlett Though Automation. Never. So when you see that, it says, this is a phishing, delete. Yeah, or even block it on your emails. So that is the first thing that we need to see. But there are occasions where that email address is hidden. Yeah, or they show you that in fact it is from Microsoft domain. Here we have another one. This one is plainly telling you that I have you, and if you don't want this information, this video, in this case I think I got the one of a video, I will put these Trojan viruses. I will release also the video that I have of you, and if you want to prevent this, transfer the amount to my Bitcoin, and that's it. When I say this, what is this? Obviously we don't, right? We don't fall. This one is easier to attack, to identify the attack. And the email address, who is that? I don't know. Delete it. Yes. Now. True. Exactly. Because it puts you pressure. Even when you know that you have done nothing wrong, it brings pressure on our brain. Our emotions just click and go. And then is when we say, cool down, breathe. Nothing is wrong here. Yes? So you know what you have been doing, and if there is anything like yesterday, trust and transparency. Yeah, because you might not get this tone in the letter. It might be related to something that you have done. They can sometimes see the subject of your email. Yeah, and these systems can pick what type of conversation you are having. Yeah, so they can then say something to you like, Hotel X, we noticed that you have not paid into the hotel and blah 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 blah, and they said, oh, it's something that we have been doing. Oh, I thought that we have paid. And so then you query, call the people, always call, double check with the person. But yes, if they put you that pressure and that you need to pay, then you might feel, oh yes, I have. No, remember yesterday you were told that you are part of a team. Always talk through with your team. In your local church, also talking with your elders, with your pastors, with everyone. We're talking here money that is not even ours. Yes, so we need to check with our teams all the time. This of the spear phishing is an example similar to the other one, but this one is more specified, the attack. It says, hi, quick message before it skips my mind again. I need you to purchase some gift cards from the store today. Urgency. We intend to reward some staffs with it. Reply and let me know how soon you can get this done. Also, please keep this confidential pending the time we announce it. Keep it confidential. Yeah, regards, whatever, sent from my, in this case, it's an American law. But even if you are here in the UK and you see this, no, who wants to sign in their telephone that I'm signing from a US cellular? We don't even use cellular in the UK, right? And so I'm learning English, and I learned that it's mobile here in the UK. So, and so you check who sent it, yes, and why are we making gift cards now? What event is going on? Let me check with the rest of my team. Always check with the users, with the people. That was an attack for a group, yes, for a spear. So is something that you need to be careful with that. This one is whaling. This one is more geared for the CEOs. And the emails are more genuine, like it is the company, so they will try to send it from a real domain, and they will also use obviously your email address. It's more structured, more formal, and they give you the invoice. It looks cleaner. It doesn't look suspicious. Yes, they try to make sure that it is addressed to the person. Yeah. So if I was the CEO, it will say Paula and use my name. Yes. And then the target obviously there. Urgent. Wire transfer, do you do them? And then where to go. Save to OneDrive, so that you have that invoice in there in your system as well, other than clicking. There have been many whaling attacks, and here we have another example. Either type of phishing, if we can identify the sender email address, great. But if it is hidden, you can always just hover, don't click, just hover your mouse on the link, and at the bottom of your page, it will show you exactly where the link is going. So that is the second security step that you can do when you see your emails. Is this, and try, just practice. Every email that you get and there is a link, try, just hover and see if that link is actually where it is gonna go. Yeah, so that is easily spotted there. Just hover the mouse on it. This email, our BUC, we realized this week, our BUC emails has a quarantine policy. And there was something on some of our signatures that was being identified as a spam, as a no good link to have. And so our own emails were being quarantined, and so we were not able to message or email our colleagues. And so when I was looking at those things, I realized this email address sent to our president. So this is a whaling, right? Because they are targeting the president. And so look where it is coming from. It wasn't me. It says IT support, and then instead of the at is between the quotation marks, yeah? But who is actually sending it? pclarkscaffolding.co.uk. If my president had received this email, he needed to check who is actually sending it. Not because it says IT support. We sometimes just read that section and we don't finish the rest. We must finish reading the email address that is sending it. Okay, to whom? To his email address, and then pro Eaglan Brooks. Why? Why is the name and the surname all together? What is that pro? What is happening? And so your password for this email address expires on the 10th of November. This time, kindly update now to continue using Mailbox. They know I will never send them an email to change the password there. And if I do, I will send emails in a different format. I will call them. I will tell them in person as well. And we are a small office, so I can easily go in and tell them. So this was in the quarantine. And I thought, oh, that's very good. We hadn't received one of those in long, so I'm going to take it to the group this Sunday so that the people can see as well. So that's one that is hot because we just received it in this week. But those are the ways how we can check the emails. Now, after the pandemic, they got even more sophisticated. Yes, and we can also check the actual header of email, because it might be that it was, when it said IT support, probably the email, instead of the scaffolding one, it might have been support@adventist.uk. And so when you see that, you say, oh, yes, it was my support, or yes, it was the NEC who is sending me this. No, we can go another level. Let me show you now. So I'm going to stop here. If you use Outlook or you use Mail for your headers, you can check it in this way. You can also check it on Yahoo and on Gmail. You know, how many of you use Gmail? Okay, let me see. So that for the sake of time, if when you reply and you see the 3 buttons for more options, yeah, to forward or something like that, there is one option there that says show original. In that show original, this is what you will see. So let me just minimize this. I'm going to take one email that Weatherly sent to me. If you are using Outlook or Mail or a program to open your emails, double click on that email, and then when you go to File, sorry. Let me see what is happening here with the display, so that I can extend this, or actually duplicate will work better. I will duplicate, I revert. I will duplicate this screen so it's only one. Keep the changes. Hey. No, just give it some time to. Hold on. No, no, it's coming. Yeah. All right. Yes, and now we got to duplicate and keep those changes so that, okay. So here, what we did was that we double-clicked on the email so that it opened, and then we came, and let me go back so you see where I was going. So we opened again this email, and then we went to File, and then we went to Properties, and in the Properties, you see here Internet headers. This is what you can copy and paste in a notepad or something, Word document, and this is where you will paste, and so these are your headers. In here, you will say, so Paula, you pretend us to read all that. Look for this section of the authentication, and where you see sender, then you will see who is actually sending it. Yeah. This email was sent by Weatherly using his work email address, and therefore the sender is adventist.uk. Yes. But if the email that our president was receiving, that was safely quarantined, if he had received it and he saw that it was support at adventist.uk, then he can come and do this exercise of the header. Is it really Paula sending this? And so he checked the internet headers, and then he will see that actually the sender domain was not adventist.uk. So in that way, we can check. If it was Gmail, we don't have the time to log in, but if after you want in the break to check, we can show you where exactly to go so that you are more familiar where the place. Yeah. Okay. And we send it and we share. Great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so we come back to our presentation here. And so we have seen how the emails headers can be checked. Social media, we explained it quickly when you see all those adverts. And the attackers or the systems actually are learning from you, from what is your interests, to then show you, or if they manage to get your email address, to send you phishing emails, right? So this angler phishing is just using the social media information for you to, if you are interested in that, for your children, you are looking at this, blah, blah, and so they know how to get you. So be very careful with those adverts. And then coming to the last section of AI, it is growing as well. And in this case, there are systems that now can have your voice and your videos, and if you start practicing with having your own avatar and then the movements, then if these assets, digital assets, are not protected, then they can be used, and you can be in, you name the company website, promotional video, and you will be there, the face of that video, and you will be seen like you are giving this message. Yeah. The same with your voice. The voice, now these days you can go to any of the websites that use artificial intelligence, and I can be speaking Chinese with my own voice, tone, pitch of voice, like a natural. So your voice can be compromised, your company. It could be also there is some scam on the phone, right? And the people who do this, and there are some, if you Google on YouTube videos or ethical hackers, you will see how they can pretend a scenario. I need access to this account. Oh, my husband is not here and the baby is feeling, can you please help me, blah, blah. And they put you such urgency that you on the other side says, oh, okay, yeah, sure. Oh, what is the date of birth? Oh, yes, it is such. And so there are basic information that they already got from you that you don't know, or from whoever the scenario. And so then if you are on the other side as a treasurer and this is a church member who is calling you, and you recognize the voice of this person, this hacker could be using their AI voice for that person. So be very careful. It is in the rise. Here we have some statistics, estimations. By 2025, the consumerization of AI fraud will fundamentally change enterprise attack. So they are really learning. And we all need to learn, and those who are in the defensive systems also are learning. And so you and I are there in the middle of everything. Do you manage data as a church treasurer? What type of data do you have? Financial, names, contacts, addresses, perhaps, whatever you download from the ACMS. Are you saving it, password protected, on your computer? Or not? Who has access to your computer? Do your children, your young people who are very prone to click here and there access your devices? Do you share with them? Do you leave your computer locked when you go to make your coffee? I know it's your family, but they can come and click whatever. I have young people in my house. And I says, you don't touch the computer. And my youngest, who is 12, who cares? It's mommy, right? No, he has serious problems when it comes to my computer. I say, no, you respect that. And so what I do, I always lock it. Yeah, because they will come and say, oh, I wanted to find out this from the YouTube. YouTube is the favorite place for them. And so then I come and say, no, lock it. Lock it. Lock it. When you are in your office and you go somewhere else, lock it. Lock always your computer. So you have a stewardship here, a principle of a stewardship to protect your information, to protect your church data, to protect your devices, and build up the trust that we have been given as church treasurers. Strong passwords. Are you vigilant? Are you attentive where you are going? You are there in this image like the employee. Well, we are volunteers in this case, but even so, more care in our information and the websites that we visit. The search that is most, the data that is searched the most in these years of 17 and 16 were data, and it is still the same. It is. They want all the data is the highest assets that we could have in companies, the data. And so they are looking for your records. So don't give them the open gate. Here is an example, 2021. Have you heard about this incident? Let's take a moment to read it and finish with this so that we can pass into the measures. All of those steps are human interactions. Emergency declared in 18 states. Ransomware. And so the attacker said, when you pay me, I release the system. Yeah? Person behind it. And it was through phishing. We clicked a person there. This person did not have a multi-factor authentication, and even that one now is becoming a targeted one. Let me tell you what they do. When you click and you normally get the code to your telephone, right? Well, there are systems that if you click on them and then you don't know that there is this activity behind the scenes on your computer or your mobile, and they are also when you do the double authentication, they're adding a new mobile number to authenticate at the same time. It is happening. And you says, when are we going to be safe? When Jesus comes, probably. But they are getting very smart. And every technology that we use to defend, they will use it also to attack. So what is happening is that at that point, when you close your session, they have kept that session open. Yeah? And you thought that you have logged out, you close the session, you close the browser, but in reality, there is another session carrying on open, and they can then carry on with their attacks. Yeah. At that point, when you realize, your company realizes that you are attacked in that way, then change password immediately and close all the authentications on all the devices existing, and that will close their device as well. Yes, that's the way to defend yourself. Anyway, so that was a parenthesis in double authentication. How much did they have to pay? 4.4 billion to the hackers. So vigilant measures. Keep an eye, to the companies that are used the most to pretend they're sending the emails. We have LinkedIn, DHL, Google, Microsoft, and FedEx. Then protect your emails. Be aware of the phishing. Check where it is coming from. Who do you allow access to your computer? Have double authentication, even if that one can also be hacked these days. Keep strong passwords. There are several websites where you can check how strong your password is, but very strong passwords. You can have 3 random words or whatever, and keep them together. Put also exclamation marks, symbols to make it strong, and keep your antiviruses protected. Make sure that your laptop has the up-to-date antivirus malware, and also the Windows or the Mac systems up-to-date. Password managers, they're very good. You can have very strong passwords, but if your first and main password is weak, everything is gone wrong. Because if that password is guessed, the attackers has access to all your passwords. So even when you use a password managers, make sure that you have a very strong password. Back up your data, use your 3 ransom words, and sleep. Treasurers, don't work late night. Your levels of alertness are very low at that time. Very low. Very low. It's human lifestyle here that we need to be very careful. There are some useful links in here that I can share later with the team so that you can go and read, but especially keep alert, always vigilant, and sorry for taking so long. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Paula. We have 1 minute. Is there one question that we can take at this time, or we can definitely see Paula later? I did see Amanda's hand at the back. Sorry.
Oh yeah, thank you. Cookies, they're very delicious. These cookies were meant to protect us, right? Because we are consenting that our information is available there. Okay, so with the cookies now, we can also be hacked. There's nothing else we can say. We can be hacked. Now, when you are presented with the options, never accept them and just go for the functional. Yeah, the functional will only get like information that doesn't relate to you very much. And even then, we need to investigate what functionality they're covering. So yes, you have a good point in there. Wherever we accept those cookies, we are open to be a target, Remember that these things are also made for marketing purposes, so they are collecting all the information on your gender, what are you buying, so that they can get more information about you and make offers. Yes. So, yeah, cookies from now and then, remove them or don't accept them or keep to them functional. But then when you need to visit again that website, you will need to accept again at some level. But that's the one that I was saying, that the session is being kept alive, yeah, because they get that cookie consent and they keep you tracking like that. Not all of the websites, but if one of them is attacked, the other one is, on the top of your browser, that now you get, do you want to get notifications from this website? Never accept them. Never. So those, some of the websites are good, genuine, but there are many who are using also that notification to push information that is not actually coming from the company that you allowed. Yes.
Thank you very much. Let's just pray to close. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this presentation. Thank you, Paula. Dear Lord, I ask that we, with this information that we've heard, that we'll become more vigilant and we'll become more aware about some of the risks that are out there. Thank you for hearing this prayer in your name. Amen. Thank you so much, Paula. That was really informative. This presentation will be made available. Also, as you know, scan the QR codes and you go to resources and it will be there. Just give us a bit of time and it will be there. We're going to have a short 3-minute break.